Okay, let's welcome on board then the management of Blue Star, and here's the reason why. They've posted a very strong revenue growth, and that is what the street is expecting, that they're going to only up this going forward. Their market share as well has been improving in the northern parts of the country. So let's welcome on board B. Thiagarajan, the ED at Blue Star. Mr. Thiagarajan, afternoon, tell us about what's the experience been post GST with restocking at dealer level and how the demand is picked up post GST.
Even by October, everything was over. There was no kind of hiccup with regard to the GST at all. The e-way bill introduction is there. On the trial period, it has been doing well. I don't foresee any kind of further hiccup. Of course, during the summer season, there will be huge demand, and as various states come into e-way bill, we have to see, but I am of the opinion that is not going to be a game changer this way or that way. It is not going to impact the consumption in any manner. We will cope with those challenges as well.
Right. Also tell us, your margins expanded sharply in the third quarter because of the price hikes and operating leverage gains as well. What's the outlook on your margins going forward, and whether or not there are more price hikes on the anvil?
See, you can't go by Q3 alone. Q3 to Q4, new products have got launched, okay, in conformity with the new energy labels. And obviously, a higher energy efficiency product will cost more. So there have been price revisions to the extent of anywhere between 5 to 10% depending on the particular model. The margins should remain stable if the demand is going to be robust. You might have seen the weather forecast for the summer. It is going to be a hot summer, and therefore I think we will be able to hold on to the prices. It is quite likely that if intense competition is there, the demand is not picking up, you have to do some adjustments. But then this is what goes on every year. If I have to say, I am of the opinion the margins will be under pressure, and it requires certain efforts and initiatives to see that the variation is some 100 basis points to 150 basis points plus or minus. So that 1 to 1.5% leeway you have to have. It does not matter if the growth is going to be, let us say, 25 to 30% kind of a growth. In that kind of a growth scenario, if 1.5% to 1% dilution of margin is there, it doesn't matter at all, because the scale will help you to improve the operating margins. So therefore, I am very optimistic about room air conditioners, I am optimistic about deep freezers, I am optimistic about cold rooms, I am optimistic about water coolers.
Well, Mr. Thiagarajan, coming to the product-wise, unitary product revenues grew 28% year-on-year in Q3 FY18, despite a stiff base. What kind of growth are you penciling for UCP segment, and with base effect out of the way, do you think you can comfortably cross, say, around 30%?
FY19, I would expect the market to grow by 15 to 20%, and our growth should be 20 to 25%. This is what I feel will happen. But then you have to wait for March and perhaps April to pass a judgment on that. But I think it will be definitely a double-digit growth. There is no doubt about it, and we should be going in for anything upwards of around 20% growth.
Your overall market share has also grown on back of UCP segment. What kind of market share growth are you penciling in with the rise in competition?
See, while our market share is around 11.5% on an all India basis, there will be pockets where our market share is 7%, 8%, predominantly in northern India. So this is a market where we need to ensure our market share goes up. It will be in the northeast as well. Certain pockets our distribution penetration will be lower. It's not due to any other reason. How we prioritize our initiatives and spread our distribution network. So therefore, North India, Northeast will be the geographical territories where we would like to enhance our market share.
Okay. Lastly, Mr. Thiagarajan, over the last 1 to 2 years, it's the focus, which has been to improve market share in North India by adding new dealers and through focused advertising. How much market share do you have here presently, and what's the targeted number?
Last year alone, close to, the figures are not final yet because we have one important month of March to go. Around 150 basis points we would have improved our market share last year alone. Year before we improved it by around 50 basis points. So 200 basis points of market share, or 2% improvement in the market share in northern region has been achieved. So the initial period was difficult, but we will be doing much better this year. It's not only the brand building. It is a price-sensitive market. Certain SKUs have to be developed relevant to that market. For example, northern region is an important market for window air conditioners. That is another area where the product portfolio has been made complete.
Okay, Mr. Thiagarajan, pleasure speaking with you. Thanks so much for taking the time out and speaking with us today. That's the word from the Blue Star management, their intended market share, the pricing strategy, and the impact of GST on their numbers. But Karthi